Hello everybody, all my very dear audio friends around the world. Welcome back to my studio, Warsaw, Poland, to my humble YouTube channel. I'm Paul. Good to see you again. Guys, I don't have my coffee today. You're gonna ask, where's his coffee? There's no coffee today. Today, I'm holding these. Can you see them? These are two custom controllers I want to review for you today. And these two little guys changed the way I work in the studio completely, and I believe they can change your way of working completely and for so much better. This is not a sponsored video. This is just my hobby, controllers in the studio. I'm kind of a control freak when it comes to MIDI and DAW control. So yeah, I'm gonna show them to you today. I'm gonna show you what they are capable of and why they feel great. Of course, if you think this channel is a cool place, if you like my studio and my videos, please consider subscribing somewhere here down in the corner, getting notified, liking this vid and commenting on it down below so that I know what you think about these two after today's review. Let's go! And we'll go for another shot today, not the frontal one like this, because I want you to know where they reside on my desk. They are exactly here. I have them at my left hand. I've got two iPads with MetaGrid Pro. You're gonna find a vid about it also here. Let's say I've got my RME ARC controller at my right hand, as well as my mouse. These are not the things we're gonna talk about today, but I want you to know how I streamlined, how I implemented these into my workflow. They are here occupying the left side of my desk. I'm gonna open a session for you, a random session, because they work in every session. They do the job for me in every project I'm working on. And let's go. That's gonna be the main shot for today. And I'll start with this one. It's like my main one for now. Let's say this is like the main transport and more studio controller. It's called DOIO. Maybe you're gonna see it better like this. Yeah, and I found it simply on AliExpress looking for a new main studio transport controller. Let's say it offers 16 buttons, 2 small knobs, 1 large knob. It comes with QMK firmware, which means it's configurable fully using VIA software. I'm gonna launch it maybe right now. Yes, and you can see it's already here on my screen. It offers 4 different layers. I can switch the layers using this button. I programmed it this way. Right now I'm with layer 1, which corresponds actually to layer 0 in VIA software. And what it offers are simply key commands, key shortcuts. It's a virtual customizable keyboard, but not only like single key presses can be implemented here. You can create chains of keys, meaning macros. I'm not actually using too many macros right now. Let's say I'm using some, and I configure it the way that it corresponds to some commands in my new window that I set up using key commands simply here. And now's the time to present it to you what this controller does. So this large knob for me now is the main transport knob. There's an additional layer of felt I sticked here on the top because it was quite too sleek for me, let's say. It was like sliding, my finger was sliding here, so there's an additional layer of felt. And as you can see, it simply goes left and right like this in my DAW, which is simple. I'm not actually using these 2 small knobs. They are too small for me and not very well placed, but it's all here. So I'm gonna talk about it separately. These arrows do this for me. So they zoom in and zoom out my timeline, the thing I'm doing all the time. And I can go to project start, project end. I can punch in and punch out. This is like an additional button, multifunction button that I can assign according to the project I'm working on. This is cycle, This is start and stop. This is a record button. We're not going to record anything, of course, today. And then comes fast forward, fast rewind, forward, and rewind. And that's it, guys. But it makes my studio life so much easier. Before that, I've been using a controller called Shuttle Pro V2, which looks like this, and don't get me wrong, it's a great controller. It costs around $100, a bit less probably than $100 as well, and it offers same stuff, highly configurable buttons, transport wheels, side buttons, bottom buttons and stuff, and that feels great actually. But this one is even more convenient. These buttons are a hot swap, so I can change switches, I can change keycaps. This wheel is really handy and small, and it works very, very well. And of course I can have 4 layers, so I can create different behaviors for different DOS, for example, if I'm working in different DOS or generally in different software or in the same software, but I want to perform different commands using this macro pad, because it's called officially a macro pad. Just to remind you, it comes from AliExpress. It's called DOIO KB1602. Looks like this, and nobody from China is sponsoring me for saying this, but it really works great, feels great, and it's a lot of help for me in the studio. And this one is even crazier, guys. Looks like simple 8 knobs with a push button. You can't see it very well, but I can push these, and this one comes from Etsy. There is a guy on Etsy that's called ParksTool. He comes from Helsinki, Finland, and he creates a lot of custom studio controllers of different kinds, encoders, knobs, faders, buttons as well. And I just went for this thing, and it's configurable in a really cool and easy way, and you're gonna already see what it's capable of. So I'll open this web configurator tool right now. As you can see, it's a simple web address like this. It connects with your device with no hassle. The only thing is that you have to quit your DAW or any other application that is using this controller, because only one app at a time can use it. This time it's my Chrome browser. As you can see, I've got 8 encoders and I can configure them freely. I can enable it, I can invert direction, I can make it MIDI or HCI, host controller interface. We're not gonna talk about host controller interface today. You simply can use it mainly as a transport device. Then Mackie control mode is available. I can choose MIDI channel, I can send CC or note using this, and it goes for all 8 encoders. And as you can see, 4 of them are simply MIDI controllers for me. And the last one is actually HCI, that goes most scroll down and most scroll up. And it's this very right knob, and it really is so simple, and it changed so much in the studio. I'm gonna show you in a minute why and how. And then I've got keys, and also the keys, 7 of them are configured as MIDI commands. They can be both CC or MIDI note. For now they are MIDI notes. And the last one is actually again HCI with control key, simply for some additional stuff that I'm performing. Sometimes I just got used to it, like pressing it is like the control key for me sometimes. And that's it. Let's get back to Nuendo. All right, we're back with our session, and we're not gonna focus on these 7. They are simply MIDI knobs, self-explanatory, nothing really particularly new or creative here, but it's also simply very useful, of course. But this one and this mouse scroll knob, I'll show you why it's so great to have it. I'll maybe even play you the premix of this new track of mine I'm working on, so that you can see what this thing does. that's it! Guys, it's so good to have it, actually. It's just a mouse wheel, but it lets me control all my plugins the very same way, in this very physical way that corresponds to what I see on my screen. And this is so much better than using a mouse scroll wheel. Like, having this configured this way feels really great, and I'm so happy that I got it. I know it's so simple, but it's really so ingenious, and it makes your studio life so much better, this one, that I can't imagine myself working without it right now. The only thing about the quality of this controller is that some of the knobs are quite wobbly, and friction I got on the knobs is not even. For example, there's a bit more friction on this one than on this one, which is the loosest one. Maybe even a bit lousy. This one feels quite normal, fortunately, but the build quality is not like top-notch, I would say. I mean, it didn't break, it functions, but it doesn't feel great, let's say, actually. But despite this, I mean, come on, guys, having these two little guys feels absolutely tremendous. And yeah, that's what I wanted to show to you today. Shall we sum the things up? Yeah. So these two guys, not too expensive, not too difficult to configure. You have to spend some time with them, but come on, it's not that bad. And the outcome and the general boost of my productivity, my creativity with these is really, really amazing. And having them on my desk for already, as I said, half a year almost, that means something, because I am a control freak. I'm looking for new solutions. I'm testing the things out, and I'm leaving something on my desk when it really works like it used to be with 2 iPads and Metagrid Pro software. It's the same with these two, and they are not going to leave the desk for probably years to come. Or maybe there are similar controllers, even better, doing the same or a similar job, even better for me in the following months, maybe. We'll see. For now, I can highly recommend both of them. Keep creative, people, and hear you soon. Take care.